Hello, we're Andy, the Maniacal Cinephile, and welcome to our review of Late Night with the Devil.
Good thing I go to bed early.
Meanwhile, I never miss Jimmy Fallon. I love his fake laugh and his creepy dead eyes.
Late Night with the Devil is a found-footage horror film that reveals the tragic events that happened during a 1970s talk show on Halloween night. It was written and directed by Cameron and Colin Cairnes. The movie is an international co-production between Australia, the United States, and the United Arab Emirates.
You thought the previews were long? We had to sit through a half hour of studio logos.
Although, it was nice seeing the Shudder logo on the big screen.
Dun dun. Dun dun.
Late Night with the Devil actually premiered last March at the 2023 South by Southwest Film Festival, where it generated a lot of buzz. Finally, the movie has hit select theaters and will be available to stream on Shudder on April 19th.
Andy, why not on Halloween?
So, let's see if you should grab your TV guide and tune into Late Night with the Devil. The first thing the film does well is establish the time period thanks to narration by the Michael Ironside. The movie opens as a documentary investigating the last broadcast of Night Owls with Jack Delroy. 6 seasons in, and the late-night talk show host is having trouble competing against The Tonight Show's Johnny Carson.
Nothing could beat Carson. Besides emphysema.
Because of his TV connections, Jack is a frequent visitor to a mysterious place in California known as The Grove. Here, the elite have a secret handshake. They also perform satanic rituals and orgy.
Where do these orgies...
Again, Evil, I don't know where the Grove is. We then learn that Jack's wife, Madeline, got lung cancer despite never smoking. Her appearance on Night Owls was Jack's biggest rating, and then she passed 2 weeks later. Her death crushed Jack, and the show has been on pause.
Maybe someone sat on the remote.
When Jack returns to Night Owls, the ratings gap has widened, and his contract is about to expire. Looking for a ratings boost, Jack decides to do an occult-themed episode on Halloween night. The rest of the movie is found footage from that episode.
Bullshit!
How far will Jack go to beat Carson in the ratings? Unfortunately for Jack, being number one has its price.
He'll have to blow his producer.
What? No! I haven't seen something like this since Ghostwatch, which was a British mockumentary that aired on Halloween night in 1992. The special was recorded weeks in advance, but was presented as live TV. It's inspired by the Enfield poltergeist. If you've seen The Conjuring 2, then you know the story. It aired once, resulting in 1 million angry phone calls to the BBC. The outrage was similar to that time Orson Welles read The War of the Worlds on the radio in 1938. The aliens are here! We're under attack! The Cairnes brothers offered the lead role to David Dastmalchian after reading an article he wrote in Fangoria magazine about his love for horror hosts.
Sadly, we didn't even come close to making the list.
No, but I do like that the movie gives a shout out to Berwyn, Illinois.
Berwyn?
Svengoolie, where does that come from? Berwyn.
Berwyn?
Berwyn.
Berwyn?
Time to call an exterminator.
I'm glad David Dastmalchian got this leading role because he shines as the charismatic, desperate, and troubled talk show host. He's willing to take his crew, guests, and audience on a journey into the unknown, just to come out on top.
Dang, there must have been a lot of competition.
Actually, in those days, I think there were only 3 channels.
Only 3 channels? And I'd still fall asleep looking for something to watch.
The first guest on the show is Christu, a psychic medium who can talk to the dead. He's very much inspired by Uri Geller, a real-life hack fraud who went on Carson in the 70s and pretended to bend spoons with his mind.
It does look like there's a slight bend in it.
You don't keep bending, it bends more.
Christu stumbles his way through cold reading the audience until things get a little too real.
The spirit needs to talk to you! Who are you?
He went from a medium to well done.
The next guest is Carmichael, the Conjurer, a former magician who has hung up the wand and become a skeptic. This character is also very much inspired by James Randi, aka the Amazing Randi, a magician who spent the second half of his life exposing frauds, passing their tricks off as real magic to con people.
Yeah, your dead mom says she's fine. Now that'll be $100.
Randy was a frequent guest on Johnny Carson, famously exposing the phony faith healer, Peter Popoff.
Popoff was being prompted by his wife through a wireless earpiece. She'd gotten her information from prayer cards filled out by the faithful before the show began.
She has arthritis all over. Burning this arthritis!
Oh no, Popoff! Things are popping off!
Randy is also the guy who showed Alice Cooper how to cut off his own head with a guillotine live on stage. Like Randy, in the movie, Carmichael also has a check for a large sum of money for anyone who can demonstrate any real, supernatural power.
Behold, with my mind, I straightened this bent spoon.
I loved how the filmmakers did their homework and used real-life people and events to make their supernatural found footage movie almost feel plausible. Coincidental? I think not. We then meet Dr. June Ross Mitchell, a parapsychologist and author of the book Conversations with the Devil.
He likes to talk about himself and doesn't really listen.
Her patient is a young girl named Lily, the only survivor of a cult that pulled a Waco, Texas, with the police. This cult was rumored to be breeding babies.
Hopefully, cage-free and grass-fed.
Their goal was to summon Abraxas. No, not the Jesse Ventura movie.
Hello. I suppose you're not tired. Do you want to sit up here with me? I'll tell you a story. It's about 2 men.
According to the movie, the demon's name, Abraxas, is taken from Abracadabra. Evil, it was your turn to feed the bunny.
Look, there's more than one way to make a bunny disappear.
Andy, is Mr. Hops okay? He's not hopping.
Lily is a polite young lady, but also odd. When we first meet her, she is constantly looking into the studio cameras. Even when they cut to other angles, her gaze eerily follows. She's also very supportive and knows Jack will be famous very soon.
She also loves how Jack will just wear anything.
Instead of calling the demon Abraxas, Lily calls it Mr. Wriggles, and like a magician, a demon loves an audience. But how does Mr. Wriggles connect with the Grove, Jack, and his dirty secret? It's like Conan O'Brien starring in Rosemary's Baby. Now that I would watch. Visually, the movie looks great. It really captures the look and feel of an old 70s late-night talk show.
You can practically smell the cigarette smoke in the air.
So that's how his wife got cancer.
However, the best found footage movies get you to suspend your disbelief and go along on the journey, like Cannibal Holocaust or the Blair Witch Project. It also probably helps casting unknowns. You never buy that Late Night with the Devil was a real event. I know who David Dastmalchian is, and they ruined the immersion by cutting to black and white behind-the-scenes footage that feels like a movie. All of this easily could have been told from the studio camera's POV.
Even cameramen need a break.
The practical effects look pretty good, and CGI is used only to enhance a few things. After all, too much CGI would ruin the 70s vibe they're going for.
Weird. I didn't know they had AI in the 70s.
Yes. The movie's been getting a lot of praise, but there is a dark cloud hanging over it. Before the movie's release, it was revealed that AI-generated art was used in a couple cutaways when the show goes to a commercial break. Apparently, these weren't in the version shown a year ago at the film festival. Some people are boycotting the film, which sucks for the cast, crew, and other artists involved.
I fully support starving artists.
You do?
Of course. Does OnlyFans count?
Those poor girls must be starving. Their mouths are always open.
Little buddy, that's not... Anyway, according to the directors, they experimented with AI for 3 still images, which were edited further by the graphics team. I don't know. It sucks to boycott an entire film over 10 seconds of footage when you can tell the other departments busted their butts to create the film's 70s aesthetic.
I can't even trust these cool retro posters. But my medication makes me paranoid.
What did we learn? Next time, just hire an illustrator. What do you guys think about AI? Is being okay with 3 images now just a slippery slope for the future? Or is the genie already out of the bottle? Is it the death of art? Or another tool for an artist to use? With a rumored budget of less than $2 million, Late Night with the Devil earned $2.8 million its opening weekend, making it the highest opening for IFC films. Fittingly, on Sunday alone, it earned 666.
That's nothing. Every week in the US, churches make $1.4 billion. Now that is evil.
From the opening narration, the world building draws you into this story where reality meets the paranormal. The found footage, gimmick, and demon possession movies aren't new, but I like how it was applied to a late night talk show. Has nobody seen Repossessed?
The ultimate confrontation of good against evil.
It makes sense for the cameras to be there, and they keep rolling because the audience share is high.
Dang it. Now I want pie.
The chilling events slowly unfold in real time, so there's little urgency to get up and run until it's too late. It also doesn't help that one character is constantly trying to debunk everything. It's nice seeing David Dastmalchian get a chance to shine, and he delivers a standout performance as the host, grappling with his own inner demons and an outer demon.
Good to see you again, Jack.
Lily, return to me.
I hope David Dalmatian gets more leading roles.
I loved Jack's interactions with the other characters, and the supporting cast also fit their roles perfectly.
Unlike my roles in my old Speedo.
While I was never scared or jumped, the suspense created by the Cairnes brothers kept me on the edge of my seat. As the night progressed, the line between reality and the paranormal is blurred, leading to a climax that is a little messy in more ways than one. With all the information given to us in the beginning, it's easy to see where this is going, making it a little too predictable. Although, I did like that one shot in the finale that felt inspired by Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
To conclude, Late Night with the Devil is a suspenseful, atmospheric horror movie that's mostly found footage. David Dastmalchian delivers a stellar performance. The storytelling is clever, well-researched, and the finale is a trip. Support it in theaters if you can. If not, it'll be streaming on Shudder on April 19th.
Late Night with the Devil.
We've been Andy, the Maniacal Cinephile.
Thanks for liking and subscribing.
Now, watch another damn video!